It's 11:33. You are listening to the Mid-Morning Talk on Salam Media with me, Maryam Mkwanda. As a survivor, she survived gender-based violence. Lindiwe Kunene authored the book titled Alive by Grace, which has been recently turned into a movie. She's joining me right now on the other side of the stream to share her story with us. Good morning, Sis Lindiwe, and thank you for joining me.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Mayan?
And yourself?
I'm good. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for allowing me to share my story.
It's a pleasure. All right, the book and the movie are your actual experiences. Please share your story with us. When did the abuse begin, and how long into your marriage were you abused?
Okay. I was married for 14 years, 14 to 15 years, and the abuse started, I think, a year after. That's when I realized there's abuse. But before then, I think there were signs of abuse, but I didn't know about them. I only realized when he started really physically abusing me. I remember it was after a year. I was working and I was pregnant at that time. We were at work. We had to knock off late on a Saturday. We were doing stock taking, and then I asked him to come and pick me up at the station since back then I was traveling by train. And that whole week, I reminded him because it was compulsory for us to do the stock taking and work after hours. So for me, I knew that I told him, and come Saturday morning when I left, I reminded him. When I came back, um, still I was traveling late at night. I remember I arrived at the station 9 p.m. and I was expecting him to be there, and he was not there. Okay, I decided I can't wait because I don't know what is happening. It's late, so I must find a way home. And yes, I got a taxi and I it dropped me off. I had to walk still to get home. When I arrived, like when I was approaching the house, I saw him standing at the gate. And when I arrived, like coming closer to him, he was busy throwing stones at me, and not just small stones, like
Sure.
half bricks, those big stones. Yes. Then I was so surprised. I was like, wow, what is happening? Because I didn't understand why he was doing that. And when I explained why I came late, and then I reminded him, I've been telling you the whole week that I'm going to knock off late, and the type of I was working on a retail at that time. Sometimes we used to work late, sometimes extra hours, and he knew about that. So I made sure he knows, and I reminded him. So I was not expecting anything like that. But it seemed like, I don't know whether he remembers or not, but for him it was new that I was working late that day. Okay, I think from that time it never stopped. Instead, it escalated. Um, there was another time. I think after I gave birth to my daughter, my second born, we had moved where we were staying, and we were staying in our home now. And I remember we were fighting, and I asked him. I said, "Can I take my children at home, and then I will go and fetch them once we sort out our issues, because now we were fighting almost every time and again, and I didn't understand why. I reported this to his family, and I saw that the people that are suffering the most are my children, and they don't deserve this. And then I asked him, "Can I take my children home, and then we will sort out this um, issues, and then I will go and fetch them." He agreed, and then I took my children home, and then I came back. First week passed. Second week, he started asking about his children. He said, when are my children coming back? And then I said, okay, I will fetch them if you want me to fetch them. But I thought you understood why they are not here. I remember the following week, it was another story. He woke me up. I remember it was 6 a.m. in the morning. He started beating me, boxing me.
Sure.
And when I checked, it was a full hour boxing me.
Mm.
Because he was a boxer, he was training as a boxer at that time. So that morning I became a punching bag. So yeah, it went on and on like that. I remember again another time I was supposed to go to work in the morning, and then he told me, no, I mustn't go to work. And I asked why. He said he dreamt that I was with a man at work. And then I was like, so now you mean I must report up that I won't be coming to work today? He said yes. And then because for me it didn't make sense, I insisted I need to go to work because there's no reason for me to stay at home. And then again he started beating me. And that day he was using a wire cord to beat me,
Mm.
and I got injured in my left eye. And yeah, it continued like that. I have many incidents that I can share
Mm.
with you of physical abuse. Another time I remember he also boxed me in my nose. I bled, and there was a bone here that was affected. The
Mm.
other time it was my teeth, such that I have a crown in my front tooth because they cracked. So it went on in those 14 years. It became worse, and in at, in the interim, he was suicidal. So I was
Mm.
also dealing with his um weakness now and again, especially if there would be intervention of other people, and then he would start being suicidal because he didn't want people to come and
Mm.
yes, help us, or if they will tell him no, it's wrong what he was doing. Like when I got hurt in my eye, my parents came unexpected in my house, and they found me with that injury. And when they asked me, I was scared to tell them that it's my husband, because before then it was when he boxed me and the police were involved.
Mm.
I opened a case and I went to the doctor because I was badly injured, and I had internal um, injuries. So after that, because of his work, we had to withdraw. I had to withdraw the case.
Mhm.
After that, he promised that he will not do it again. But when he did it, I I couldn't say to my father he did it again. But my father saw that I was lying at that
Mhm.
time. So for me, I experienced emotional abuse. I experienced verbal abuse. I experienced physical abuse, financial abuse, social abuse, because he didn't want me to have friends. He would act up, for my friends. He would say all these things about my friends, even
Mhm.
with my family. He didn't like me to be close to my family. He would, um, it's like when they were around him, he would act like he's okay with them. But as soon as they go, he would say all these things, such that I was not even allowed to go home. I would only go when it's a serious thing for me to go. Like to go and visit, he didn't want me to go. Financially, he was also giving me problems, but the good thing was that I was working, so I was not focusing much on that. And verbally, he would say and use F words, whatever that he wanted to say to me, he would say. And in all this time, I used to go and report. Let's say he beat me. I used to go to the police station to report. I went to FAMSA. I went to, in my church, I used to report to my pastors. I used to report to his family. It's not like I said and allowed abuse to, yes, take over. But what I know is the more you stay in an abusive relationship, the more you experience it, you lose yourself, you lose your will, you lose confidence in yourself. And because he was always threatening me, the more I involved people, he would threaten me, to kill my family. So I was not free to do things that I wanted to do. Also, I was not free to take a step, making sure that we get assistance, because he would not cooperate. So it's like it was a fight that I was fighting alone, trying to be okay. Because I grew up as a Christian, I would pray and, trusting God that He will assist me. Because in the beginning, because of the way I am brought up, the way we believe as Christians, you as a woman, you want your marriage to work, and you don't want to divorce. You want to try, but I know that I have tried. I know that I took advices from other women. I know that I tried my best to be a wife, a good wife in my own capacity. But I saw that no, he was not satisfied. Still, he would find something that will make us fight, irrespective. So, sorry, you were saying?
All right, so this is Lindiwe. We're going to take a quick break, but when we return, I'd like to talk a little bit about your book, A Life by Grace, why you chose to tell your story in written format and now also as a film. Please stay with us.
Okay.
Penny Appeal's Education First campaign helps children to get access to quality education.
I'm 14 years old. When I grow up, I'd like to be a scientist.
We believe every child belongs at school.
And we want education, a better education.
Learning and dreaming their way to a better future. With your help, we can provide classrooms, desks, stationery packs, and school shoes. Help make these dreams a reality. Visit www.pennyappeal.org.za or call 031 1100 573. Penny Appeal. Small change, big difference.
What makes Randery Jewelers the optimum place for your memorable gift? Is it our range of exclusive, high-end, luxurious jewellery? Or is it our master craftsmanship of all your bespoke jewellery needs? We believe it's because at Randery Jewelers, we know just how to make your special moments last forever. Whether it's for a wedding, anniversary, or just a simple gift to show your love, trust Randery Jewelers to make it special. www.randeryjewelers.com. Make your moments last forever with Randery Jewelers, the family name you can trust.
Africa Muslims Agency teams are on the ground in Afghanistan. Millions of people go daily without food. You can heal Afghanistan. Sponsor towards feeding a family at 1,500 in a month or any amount. Visit africamuslimsagency.co.za or call 011 834 8685. Africa Muslims Agency, inspiring the spirit of giving.
It's a new beginning. It's a new era. Salam Media, humanitarian journalism.
Welcome back. You are listening to the Mid-Morning Talk on Salam Media with me, Maryam Mkwanda, and I'm currently chatting to inspirational author Lindiwe Kunene, who is sharing her survival story, and she wrote a book titled Alive by Grace, which was also turned into a film. Lindiwe, thank you for staying on the line. Now, why did you choose to tell your story in book format? Why did you choose to write about it?
Okay, reason why I decided to write a book, I wanted people to know about abuse, people that are not married, young men, young women who are growing, who are going to get into relationships and they don't know what is abuse. So I wanted people to know the signs because I didn't know the signs, I didn't understand. Hence, I ended up suffering more. But if I knew the signs before, I would have stopped the relationship before I committed even into marriage. So I want people to know as well that there is help. Even if we are in the relationship right now with an abusive relationship, abusive marriage, there is help. Like in my case, I was assisted by power because in all the duration of abuse involving my family caused problems. And then at the end, I decided I'm not going to involve anyone. I just need help so that I get out and no one takes the blame. So I was assisted by power and they gave us a shelter. That's how I got out from the abuse. So I need people to know that even when we are suffering, and also to know that people that have childhood traumas, they normally become abusive if they have not dealt with their childhood traumas. That's what has happened to my husband. He does his background. He he didn't grow up, easy. It was tough for him. So all those things were affecting him. And it's important to know that things will not just go away. You have to take a stand. You have to get assistance from for counseling, therapies. These days there is assistance everywhere. So people must not stay thinking that abuse will go away. It won't. Abuse escalates. People must not stay thinking, okay, I suffered in my childhood and there's nothing I can do about it. You can do something. You can go in and receive help. You can be counseled. You can attend any workshop, for you to deal with your traumas and be a free person and a healed person. So that is the reason that people must know abuse. They must know abuse escalates. They must spot the signs. They must get assistance in the relationship. Even after the abuse, you still get assistance because you must have the time to heal. In my case, my husband nearly killed me. If I did not run away, if I didn't get assistance, I'm sure he would manage to for his blood to be accomplished. But because of I'm a Christian, I was praying. I know that God protected me, and He provided the assistance that I got for me and my children to be safe. So that is the whole yes.
And congratulations on the film. Did you expect this outcome, having your book turned into a film, and everybody who watched the premiere and the comments that you received after it?
Yeah, you know what? Initially, I wanted to do a movie. Then, when I was researching and wanting, assistance in making a film, I was advised that I must write a book first. Okay, it took long for me to write the book, but I'm happy the way it turned out. Because if maybe I wrote it before, it would not have turned this way because I had to heal. And the movie now it's taking from the book. So the movie, I think it will help people that not everyone wants to read. Not everyone is a reader. So uh, so this story, I would, with all my heart, I wanted to reach to everyone so that we know about abuse. And while I was writing the book, I got also a revelation that abuse doesn't start in marriage. People are experiencing abuse at homes, in families. People are experiencing abuse, children at school and at work, in churches. So abuse is everywhere. Abuse is like a pandemic. So if we keep quiet and we don't spread the message so that everybody is aware, because other people don't know that if they do something to a person, they are abusing them. So it's essential for me to make sure that this message goes out through the book and now a movie, and we are still going to do a series, and I have a plan also to do a movie like for children, because they must learn at a younger age that abuse is not good, and they must know if they do something bad to a person, they are abusing a person.
True. All right. Now back to your husband and your situation. How did you feel when he committed suicide?
Uh, I tell you, it affected me a lot. I never wanted him to die. I never planned, because I didn't know he was planning to kill me. It was very sad for me when I saw him after he shot himself. Uh, I broke down. I broke. I broke. It affected me. It's not a nice thing. I mean, he was the father of my children. He was in my high school sweetheart. I loved him. I never planned. Instead, I wanted him, as we were fighting and he was not happy with me. I wanted him to have a better life after I left him. So I never wished for him to die, or any one of us die. So yeah, it affected me very, very much. Very. If you read in the book how I explained how I felt and what happened after I heard that he killed himself, even when I saw him. So it was a very sad situation for me, because
All right.
I was dealing with his death. I was dealing with the after effects of abuse. Now I'm a widow. Now I'm a single parent. So it was very tough.
Challenges
Yes,
on top of
yes,
challenges, but
yes.
hey. All right, Sis Lindiwe, before you go, how can we get a copy of your book, and where can we watch the film?
Okay. The film, we are going to screen the film. We're going to send the message. Yeah, I remember you asked me after we screened the movie. Yes, we got good comments about the movie. We just, right now, we're busy polishing it and making sure that it's ready for the public. So we
Yes.
are going to send messages when it's going to be screened, and how we're going to distribute it. The book, I will give you my number. It's 081 574 3741. That's how you can get your copy. But I think by the end of this week or next week, it will be on Amazon. People will be able to get it on Amazon.
All right. Please repeat the number again. 081
574
Yes.
3741.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time, Sis Lindiwe, and for sharing your inspirational story with us. It has been a tough one, but here you are today, alive by grace, and able
Alive
to
by
share your
grace.
story.
Yes, yes, yes. I am very grateful, and I'm happy that there will be people who will be also touched and also helped by my story, to make sure that they don't fall into the same trap. They don't experience what I have experienced. And more to that is that I wish people can take care of their emotions, especially before they get married. They make sure that they go through counseling and they understand what is marriage, because marriage, it ends up like marriage is bad, because people end up experiencing all those bad things in marriage. But if people can prepare for marriages, I think we can have better marriages.
Definitely. All right. Thank you so much for your time, Sis Lindiwe, and good luck with your film.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Lindiwe Kunene, an inspirational author, chatting to us about her book, Alive by Grace, that she wrote based on her surviving her abusive marriage, and how it was turned into a film. It will be out soon. They are busy polishing it. It was screened last year, and we can't wait for that film, titled Alive by Grace, by Lindiwe Kunene. It is at 12 p.m. on this Wednesday, the 12th of January 2022. You are listening to the Mid-Morning Talk on Salam Media. We will be right back.